Hello, friends. One foolish decision by a politician can bring disaster to the entire world. And sadly, that's exactly what we're witnessing right now. On April 2, 2025, Donald Trump announced his new presidential tariffs. He imposed them on over 90 countries. And in his typical dramatic style, he declared, "No more. Many countries have ripped us off left and right." According to him, the rest of the world had been looting America for decades. Even though America is already the richest country in the world. But now, it's our turn to do the ripping. Immediately after his announcement, global markets crashed. Trillions of dollars were wiped out in a matter of days. The world now teeters on the edge of a global recession. Monday, April 7th, was the worst day for stock markets worldwide. From Hong Kong to London, Tokyo to New York, every major market fell. He died. Let's look at the ridiculous tit-for-tat game between the US and China. April 2nd, Trump slaps 34% tariffs on Chinese imports. April 4th, China retaliates with the exact same 34% on US goods. Trump threatens, "Remove them by tomorrow or I'll add another 50%. April 9th, Trump follows through. China responds with another 50%. And so, a full-blown trade war begins. Let's now understand what tariffs really are, and why this matters. A tariff is simply a tax on imported goods. For example, when you buy an iPhone in India, you pay a 15% import tax to the government. That's a tariff. Tariffs serve two main purposes. 1. To raise government revenue, like any other tax. 2. To protect local industries by making foreign goods more expensive. So when tariffs are imposed smartly, they can help a country's economy. Take South Korea. In the 1980s and 1990s, Korean farmers struggled against cheap rice from abroad. So Korea imposed tariff limits. A certain amount of rice could be imported tax-free. Anything beyond that faced up to 500% tariffs. This gave Korean farmers time to modernize, supported by government investment. But tariffs can also hurt other countries. Let's say India exports medicines to South Korea. And one day, Korea imposes a 100% tariff to boost its own pharma companies. India would be angry. Its industry would suffer. That's how trade wars begin. The mature way to handle this? Talk. Negotiate. Set limits, make agreements, and find win-win solutions. Trump didn't do that. He simply imposed tariffs on 90 countries overnight. With an attitude of, "We'll do whatever we want." He died. Trump says he imposed tariffs to reduce America's trade deficit. Let's simplify that. If America exports $1 billion worth of goods to China, but imports $2 billion from China, the trade deficit is $1 billion. A trade deficit isn't always bad. As long as the economy is strong, investment is flowing, and there's no dependency on essentials. But Trump called it a national emergency and used emergency powers to impose tariffs. This is a national emergency that threatens our security and way of life. Trump introduced a bizarre formula. Tariff percent equals trade deficit divided by imports, divided by 2. So if the US has a $295 billion deficit with China, and imports $440 billion from China, trade deficit percentage equals 67%. Half of that? Trump imposed 34% tariffs. Then he wrongly claimed China was already taxing US goods at 67%. Which is completely false. And shockingly, this formula was used across all countries. No one in his administration seemed to notice. Trump introduced a bizarre formula. Tariff percent equals trade deficit divided by imports, divided by 2. So if the US has a $295 billion deficit with China, and imports $440 billion from China, But the absurdity doesn't stop there. Trump even imposed tariffs on uninhabited islands near Antarctica. Heard Island and McDonald Island. No humans live there. No trade happens there. Maybe Trump thought it was a McDonald's theme park. But at the end of the day, it's ordinary Americans who suffer the most. In today's globalized world, almost every product you use is either made abroad or uses components that are imported. When you raise tariffs on everything, prices go up, inflation rises, and the common man pays the price. Even Mr. Beast tweeted about it. He makes chocolate in America, but the cacao beans are imported.